Coming up in this episode, Ryan Matterson changes his mind. Former Bulldog joins Trinity. And Leeds favourite signs a new contract. Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you enjoy what you see and if you want to continue seeing more. So, where do we start with today's episode? First of all, I think we'll start with Leeds Rhinos, as they've extended the contract of a young player that has come through their academy with a long-term deal going out and also a fresh squad number. Cameron Smith has signed on the dotted line after committing his long-term future to the Rhinos with a contract that keeps him at Headingley until at least the end of the 2026 Betfred Super League season. The 24-year-old came through the academy ranks at Rhinos, making his debut in 2016 and was key player for Rowan Smith's side last season. As I said, they reached the Betfred Super League Grand Final at Old Trafford. He has already made 101 appearances for the club and has been rewarded for an outstanding season last year with taking over the number 13 squad number for 2023. A number that actually was taken by Zane Tattavano last year. What that means for Zane Tattavano we'll have to see in the future, but for now it is all about Cameron Smith, and commenting on his new deal, Smith said, "Leeds is my club. I never wanted to play anywhere else, so I'm delighted to commit with my long-term future to the club. The number 13 shirt has so much history and heritage here at Leeds, and to see my name above that number on the shirt is incredibly special for me and my family. I'm still only 24, but I'm excited about working with Rowan Smith and the coaching staff to continue to improve. Hopefully, as a group of players, we can achieve our goals together." Pontefract-born Smith had his junior career with Castleford Panthers before moving on to the Leeds Academy team in 2013. He went on to captain the Rhinos under-16 teams and England under-16 teams. He made his debut from the interchange bench in their loss against Wakefield Trinity, which ended 14 points to 6. And then he later featured against Hunslet Hawks from the interchange bench in a thrilling 22 points to 18 victory. Smith's latest venture with the Leeds was his trip to Florida, where he gained another cap against USA Pioneers for the England Knights, and he played for Leeds in their 24 points to 12 grand final defeat. 101 games and 10 tries with 1 goal to his name since his 2016 career started with Leeds. Before becoming a first team regular with the squad, though, he had development loans with Bradford Bulls, Featherstone Rovers twice during 2018 and 2019. Leeds Rhinos head coach Rowan Smith added to the comments, "I'm pleased for Cameron that he has committed for long-term future to the club. He's a product to our academy and development structure, and is an important for our young players to see others who have followed the same pathway and achieve recognition in the first team. He's played well everywhere that he was asked to play during the 2022 season, as he played loose forward for a couple of games, then stand up, then in the second row, and asked to be a playmaker in numerous other games as well. With that growth, he could become a vital loose forward at the club, and may not be as big as Kevin Sinfield could be as a player, but enough to win trophies." Parramatta Eels Ryan Matterson is stuck in a strange situation when he is scheduled to miss the opening 3 matches of the upcoming season because he chose a ban over a fine. It isn't rare to see players get suspended for dangerous play. In fact, we see bans dished out in rugby league regularly. But what is rare is a player choosing to opt for a suspension instead of a set fine. This is incredibly what Matterson chose after a crusher tackle on young talent Dylan Edwards in the NRL Grand Final saw him face either a $4,000 Australian fine or 3-match suspension as recompense for the incident. Matterson, to the astonishment of the rugby league world, accepted a 3-game ban, which received a heavy backlash from many. It was the first real instance in modern history that an elite level NRL player has opted to keep the cash and sacrifice minutes on the pitch. Then came the truly astonishing bit, however. Some 2 months after the initial decision, both Matterson and his club are now trying to reverse that decision and have launched an objection to try and remove the suspension. Eels are citing an unfair turnaround time for Matterson's plea as his reason for the confusing decision. They claim that he received just 24 hours after the game to make the plea, and that was a day wrought with emotion at a fans event commiserating over their grand final loss. In front of 82,415 spectators at Accor Stadium in Sydney, Penrith Panthers overcame Matterson's Parramatta Eels 28 points to 12 in what was a double for the Panthers club. While not getting on the score sheet himself, he was one of the leading runs with the ball as he took in 20 alongside Clint Gutherson and Dylan Brown. But he was put on notice for that crusher tackle on Dylan Edwards after the incident was put on the report by referee Ashley Klein. However, after that, the Telegraph have reported that the Eels asked for this period to be extended until Tuesday, the notification period that was initially 24 hours. However, only 2 hours were provided. Matterson had been steadfast in his decision at the time, but it was clearly changing his mind since that incident had happened. This was said after the grand final. I just feel that a $4,000 is pretty hefty considering I've already paid close to $4,000 in fines this year for things that are absurd, Matterson said at the time. At the end of the day, I have personal things I need to worry about outside of rugby league. Don't think it's warranted. If you do something wrong at work, they don't take money off you. It's always hard. I love playing. It's something I spoke to the club about before I made the decision. This seems like an NRL player trying to have his cake and eat it. After accepting the fine, and not the ban, accepting the ban rather than the fine, he now thinks, hang about, I'm going to miss out rugby league games, which may mean that I miss out on X, Y, and Z. So he's thinking about his financial backing. Why didn't he think about that during the time? And if he was really adamant that the time between the grand final and when this ban was issued out wasn't long enough, why didn't he appeal it during the World Cup or anything like that? It was still in action. Anyway, we'll have to see what comes of it, but this time I think he should take his lumps. And finally, Wakefield Trinity have announced the signing of prop forward Renouf Atoni from Sydney Roosters for the 2023 Super League season, with an option for a further year to be taken up. 27-year-old started off at the NRL Canterbury Bulldogs. Whilst at the Bulldogs, he made his debut in 2018 and went on to feature 43 times over the coming season, before heading to Sydney ahead of the 2022 campaign. Atoni, who weighs in an impressive 110 kilograms and is 6'3" inches, will add size and strength to the Trinity pack in 2023. Speaking on the move to Trinity, Atoni said, "I'm really excited to be joining Wakefield Trinity in the Super League. The chance to come over and prove myself in the English game is one I'm really looking forward to, and I couldn't let it pass by. My first goal and focus right now is to rip into training straight away with the boys. I've obviously missed a few weeks of pre-season, so when I'm coming over, that's the first thing I want to do. I know Kalepi Tanganoa and George Tufua from their time in the NRL. They are both great players, and it will be unbelievable to be able to take to the pitch with both of them. On top of that, I can't wait to meet the rest of the players and form a bond with them that we can take onto the pitch in 2023. Really can't wait to get started and to get to know the people of Wakefield." Renouf Atoni To'omaga, who is now a grand old age of 27, but is a New Zealand Rugby League footballer who plays as a prop. He played for Canterbury Bulldogs 43 times, scoring 3 tries. Then he's moved to Sydney Roosters in 2022 after 3 years at the Bulldogs. Unfortunately, was curtailed due to no appearances during the 2022 NRL season. Instead, he featured for the New South Wales Cup teams North Sydney for a total of 14 matches. And it could be the case of the Hair Bear bunch up at Wakefield due to Kevin Proctor being another NRL player who's joined Trinity. After what you see at Atoni's earlier in his career look, his new boss, Trinity head coach Mark Applegarth, is delighted to secure Atoni's services ahead of the new season. "We are absolutely delighted to secure the services of Renouf," said Applegarth on the announcement. "He will add some real size and punch to our pack, and we feel he will complement our squad really well. Renouf is a player we were keen on to get signed, so to have it over the line is great news for the club moving forward into the new season. We can't wait to get him here and start to work with him in training." Reports down under from the Daily Telegraph are suggesting the forward has had his contract cut short to allow him to take up the opportunity in the UK. And Atoni's size will bring Wakefield's pack to more prevalence, as their side had flirted with relegation at times last season. As Trinity are looking to replenish their squad, having lost 10 players in the off-season. 4 of them are heading to Super League rivals. Their only signings prior to Atoni were scrum half Morgan Smith from Championship side Featherstone Rovers and the veteran second rower Proctor, who wasn't under contract at the time. We're going to have to see how Wakefield shape up for this year, but some added forward momentum and size might do a little better than what most people think. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's open for business. I do appreciate everyone who watches these videos and everyone who's subscribed, as it's a thank you for all 400 subscribers that have all come on board, and I hope there'll be many more to follow with new trendsetters. I want to continue this. Please interact with me if you want to interact with me on my YouTube channel, as that will be the first and fastest alert for me to get on top, as the red play button appears on my phone at any point when you send me a message. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I wish you all the best, so please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.